Hey guys, I hope you're all having an amazing day. So I'm super excited to announce that in today's video, we're going to be doing an Apex Legend tier list. As you can see here, we have tiers ranging from S to D, which we will place every single Apex Legend in, depending on a few factors. To help in determining their rank, I'll be grading every legend on their PvP ability, utility, which is what they bring to the team, and synergy with other legends and their abilities. It is important to note, however, that while this grading system will help in determining a legend's rank, it isn't the be-all and end-all, as it doesn't take into consideration other factors such as playstyle and meta. Lastly, before we get into the video, I would just like to remind you guys that this is only my educated opinion, and you may have some disagreements, which is okay. To resolve this issue, I've created a revolutionary new feedback system for you guys to send your disagreements into, which I've put on the screen now. Just joking, I would love to hear what changes you would have made in the comment section below. As always, if you guys do go on to enjoy it, make sure you do leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, as this video took a long time to edit and it is really appreciated. But without further ado, let's get straight into the tier list. So first up, we sadly have the only legend who qualified for the D tier, which is Rampart. For PvP, I've given her a D, utility a D, and synergy with other legends a C. Honestly, I'm pretty confident that majority of the Apex community would agree that Rampart is the worst legend in the game, and you could argue that for a multitude of reasons, but ultimately it just comes down to the fact that her kit just doesn't suit the fast-paced BR that is Apex Legends. Her deployable walls are easily broken, and while her minigun is extremely powerful, especially with the buff allowing you to move while using it, it still leaves you extremely vulnerable with its minimal mobility and lengthy charge up time. For these reasons, I have put Rampart in the D tier. Next up, we have Valkyrie, who I have placed in the prestigious S tier. For PvP, I have given her an A, utility an A, and synergy an A. Valkyrie is an amazing legend who has launched herself into the Apex Legends meta in both casual and competitive play. Difficult rotations are a thing of the past, with Valkyrie's ultimate, which is an unbelievably good rotating tool. Additionally, her jetpack allows her to swiftly get into advantageous positions, and her tactical is amazing, especially when the team is on the back foot, either healing or trying to hide behind cover. He also has amazing synergy with other legends, for example, Gibby's Bubble with Valkyrie's ultimate, or Bloodhound's Scan with Valkyrie's tactical. And for these reasons, I have put Valkyrie in the S tier. Now onto good old Wraith, who I have put in the A tier. For PvP, I have given her a B, utility an A, and synergy with other legends an A. Sadly, Wraith has been nerfed through the floor and the basement in recent seasons. However, when used correctly, she is still an incredibly useful legend. Her portal allows you and your teammates to get either in or out of a fight very quickly, and her tactical, when used correctly, is still an amazing get out of jail free card. Additionally, pairing her portal with Caustic traps or Wattson fences can make using them much safer. For these reasons, despite relentless nerfs, I still put Wraith in the A tier. Our fourth legend is another legend who has been nerfed significantly, Seer, who I have put in the C tier. Upon release, he was arguably an S tier legend, but as for the state he's in right now, I have to put him in the C tier. For PvP, I've given him a C, utility a B, and synergy a C. In my opinion, pretty much everything Seer does, Bloodhound does 1,000,000 times better. Now, while I understand that you might get a lucky clutch heal cancel with his tactical, his ultimate is very easy to destroy and doesn't give you all the information that I believe it should. If his ultimate received a slight buff, allowing you to see all movement within the dome, including walking and healing, then I might put him in the B tier, but as for right now, I have put him in the C tier. Next up, we have Horizon, who I have put in the B tier. I was actually contemplating for a very long time whether to put Horizon in the A tier or the B tier, and I still strongly believe that she does float around that A- to B+ tier, but in the end I did opt for the B tier around that B+ area, and I'll give you the reasons why now. For PvP, I've given her an A, utility a B, and synergy a B. Now, if this game was more like Call of Duty or there was an Apex Legends Solos permanent mode, then you could argue that she's A tier. But as for right now, this game is a team-based battle royale where survivability is key. I have to give credit where credit's due. Horizon is very, very, very good in a player versus player scenario, but other than her strong fighting capabilities, she doesn't really bring as much to the team as some of the other legends in the game. I do think that her tactical is very handy and that she does have a very strong kit, but when it comes to key battle royale components such as rotating and team survivability and support, she doesn't bring that much to the table. And for these reasons, I have put Horizon in the B tier. Onto the Australian stallion Fuse, who, as a fellow Australian, I'm sad to put in the C tier. For PvP, I've given him a B, Utility a C, and Synergy a C. Once you become a bit more experienced with Fuse, you begin to realize how handy his tactical is, but on the other hand, how inconsistent his ultimate is. And overall, while Fuse's passive and tactical can be very handy at times, his ultimate feels very clunky and is very easy to avoid, landing him in the C tier. If it's any consolation, if this tier was about the enjoyment of a legend, he would be in the S tier. Next up, we have the Bravura of Bamboozled, Mirage, who I've also put in the C tier. For PvP, I've given him a B, Utility a C, and Synergy a C. While Mirage's decoys can be handy occasionally, any experienced player will see right through them. This is the same case as his ult, except when he activates his ult, he emits a slight glow, making it easier to locate him. Finally, we have Mirage's passive, which, like his other abilities, is very situational and rarely turns out the way that you plan. Overall, if you're versing newer Apex players, then Mirage would definitely be S tier, but in your standard everyday lobbies, versing a variety of skilled opponents, I would definitely have to put him in the C tier. For our next legend, we have Bloodhound, who will be joining Valkyrie in the S tier. For PvP, I've given him an A, Utility an A, and Synergy an A. Bloodhound is undoubtedly the best recon legend in the game, boasting multiple tools in his kit capable of providing you and your team with critical information as to exactly where the enemies are and what action they're undertaking. While his ultimate is quite loud, making it easier for enemies to locate you, it is well worth being able to scan the enemies every 8 seconds. Furthermore, his abilities synergize very well with pretty much every offensive ability in the game, thus earning him a spot in the S tier. Time for the speed demon himself, Octane, who could have potentially made the S tier before his recent nerfs. However, due to these nerfs, I have put him in the A tier. For PvP, I've given him an A, Utility a B, and Synergy an A. For those who aren't sure what exactly the nerfs are that I'm talking about, they essentially made his jump pad very loud, making it extremely difficult to catch teams off guard with your jump pad, and then they also increased the amount of damage that Octane takes when stimming from 12 to 20, which is massive. While Octane is still an absolute beast when it comes to mobility and swift repositioning, like I was saying earlier, his jump pad is much louder now, making it extremely difficult to sneak up on opponents. Additionally, his stim is very loud, making it much easier for opponents to locate you, and you now take significantly more damage, which isn't always worth the trade-off for speed. For these reasons, I have put Octane in the A tier. For legend number 10, we have Gas Daddy Caustic, who, despite his nerfs, retains his spot in the A tier. For PvP, I've given him a B, Utility an A, and Synergy an A. I strongly believe that Caustic always has been and still is the best defensive legend in the game, with a kit that when used correctly is capable of completely halting the enemy's offense and providing for some easy kill opportunities. For those who don't know, Caustic has been nerfed quite a bit recently, with the disorienting effect being removed from his gas and his traps being reworked so they can be destroyed even once activated. While these nerfs did weaken him, I strongly believe he is still a mile ahead of any other defensive legend in the game, boasting very strong offensive and defensive capabilities. Furthermore, he is still very capable of locking down a building with ease. For these reasons, I have put Caustic in the A tier. Next is Lifeline, who I am very sad to put in the C tier. Lifeline was actually my first main in Apex Legends, and seeing her receive nerf after nerf has been very disheartening, especially considering that there are currently only 2 support legends in the game. For PvP, I've given her a C, Utility a B, and Synergy a C. There was a stage throughout Apex history where I likely would have put Lifeline in the A tier, but unfortunately removing her fast heal passive and the shield on her revive drone, along with the addition of replicators, has rendered her significantly less effective as a support legend. For these reasons, I have put Lifeline in the C tier. On to the latest addition of the Apex Legend roster, Mad Maggie, who I have put in the B tier. For PvP, I have given her a B, Utility a B, and Synergy a C. On the positive side, Maggie's tactical can be very effective at punishing hunkered down teams, and her ultimate is very handy at hunting down opponents that are on the back foot. Additionally, she is a very enjoyable legend, especially for shotgun enthusiasts. However, it is pretty rare that you actually get an effective tactical with Maggie, as most people will just move out of the way, taking a maximum of like 15 damage unless they're in a really bad spot where they can't possibly move. Also, her ultimate rarely causes an impact and does very minimal damage. For these reasons, I have put Mad Maggie in the B tier. Next up, we have arguably the strongest legend of the last 5+ seasons, Gibraltar, who I have placed in the S tier. For PvP, I've given him an A, Utility an A, and Synergy an A. There isn't really much to say other than Gibraltar is an absolute beast. When there's a Gibraltar on your team, a lot of the pressures associated with a battle royale are just lifted off your shoulders. If you get in a bad spot, bubble. If your teammate goes down, bubble. If you're getting third partied, bubble and ult. Unless a team is super aggressive and in your face, having a Gibraltar on your team pretty much guarantees a reset. His ultimate is ridiculously good, his bubble is amazing, and his gun shield combined with the fortified effect that he has allows him to soak up at least 500,000 damage. I'm just going to save you guys the trouble by telling you now that if a Gibby gets the jump on you one-on-one and he has red armor, just quit, okay? Because unless he is really bad, it is going to take roughly 45 Bangalore ults and a double-decker bus to take this guy down. For these reasons, I have put Gibby in the S tier. Our next legend is the walking Korean cryptocurrency, Crypto, who I am pleased to put in the B tier. If it was any season before this one, I would have put him in C tier or below. But with his recent buff, not only has he improved overall as a legend, but he's viable to use for not just defensive players. For PvP, I've given him a C, Utility an A, and Synergy an A. I was so close to putting Crypto in the A tier. His drone is super handy, and being able to throw it a few meters out in front of you without having to manually control it is amazing. Personally, I am always happy when there's a Crypto on my team, because I know that if it comes to it, he's able to retrieve banners with ease, find teams in the area, and give us the upper hand when pushing other teams. The only reason that Crypto didn't make the A tier is because of the reduction of his drone's health. Now, I don't know about you guys, but it doesn't really make much sense to me that they would buff Crypto in the fact that they made his drone somewhat autonomous, but also made it easier to shoot down by reducing the health. For these reasons, I have put Crypto in the B tier. Now on to Wattson, who I have also put in the B tier. For PvP, I've given her a B, Utility a B, and Synergy a B. I am very glad that Wattson received her well overdue buff. However, I still don't see a reason that I would ever choose her over Caustic. While Wattson has become much more effective at locking down buildings and supporting the team, unfortunately she still doesn't have any offensive capabilities, and as a result she suffers from the same issue as Rampart, which is having a kit that doesn't suit the fast-paced environment in Apex Legends. For these reasons, I have put Wattson in the B tier. Next is good old Mrs. Consistent Bangalore, who I have put in the B tier. For PvP, I have given her a B, Utility an A, and Synergy a B. Bangalore has always been a very consistent legend since day dot, retaining a stable position between the meta and the average. Her smoke is extremely versatile, and her ultimate, while not always dealing damage, is an excellent clearance tool. Furthermore, her passive is very effective at helping her to get out of sticky situations. On the other hand, with the current Apex meta, she has become significantly less effective, with Bloodhound being one of the highest picked characters in the game, and other recon legends such as Crypto being buffed. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, recon characters are Bangalore's weakness, as they allow their team to see Bangalore and her teammates through the smoke. For these reasons, I have put Bangalore in the B tier. As for our 17th legend, Revenant, I have put him in the C tier. For PvP, I have given him a B, Utility a C, and Synergy a B. One of the closest calls I've had to make when creating this list was deciding whether to put Revenant in the very low B tier or the high C tier, and for the following reasons, I decided on the C tier. His passive can be very handy, not only for partially blinding and slowing down the enemy, but for getting some cheeky revives too. His ultimate is arguably the most high risk, high reward ability in the game. Used correctly, it can give your team the upper hand and result in an easy squad wipe. However, used incorrectly, it can cost your team the entire game. His ultimate is what gave me the most difficulty in deciding what tier to put him in, and while in the right hands I do think it can be a valuable asset to the team, it is much too risky and a lot of the times not worth it. For these reasons, I have put Revenant in the C tier. Our third to last legend is Ashe, who I have put in the A tier. For PvP, I have given her a B, Utility an A, and Synergy an A. Ashe's tactical is very effective at not only stopping enemies from getting away, but dishing out a nice bit of damage. However, this isn't why I put her in the A tier. Do you guys remember how I was saying I didn't put Horizon in the A tier because she didn't contribute to the team's survivability? Well, Ashe is on the opposite end of the scale. Her passive is amazing at discerning the enemy's location on the map and deciding which areas to avoid and which areas to push. Additionally, her ultimate is the swiftest relocation tool in the game. Ashe is a great legend at boosting the team's survivability, which is crucial in BRs such as Apex. And for these reasons, she has landed herself a spot in the A tier. Next up is Loba, who I have put alongside Ashe in the A tier. For PvP, I've given her a B, Utility an A, and Synergy a C. Loba has an amazing kit, with a handy passive allowing her to see top tier loot, and tactical, which is a great relocation tool. However, the reason she earned her spot in the A tier is because of the unbelievable utility brought about by her ultimate ability. When you have a Loba on your team, you don't have to worry about ammo at all, and you can enter gunfights much more confidently knowing you have your favorite attachments, throwables, and heals. It could be argued that Loba has the greatest utility of any legend in the game, with an ultimate ability that is capable of kitting a recently spawned teammate with red armor and a weapon with all the ammo that they need. For these reasons, I have put Loba in the A tier. I have saved my favorite legend in the game for last, Pathfinder, who I am very saddened to put in the B tier. Unfortunately, Pathfinder is yet another legend who has been nerfed quite significantly. However, as a Pathfinder main, if they were to give him a decent passive, for those of you who don't know, Pathfinder is the only legend in the game without a passive, then I would actually be happy with the state that he's in right now. For PvP, I've given him a B, Utility a B, and Synergy a C. His grapple is an amazing relocation tool with a high skill ceiling, and his ultimate is a handy relocation tool as well. For these reasons, I have put our final legend, Pathfinder, in the B tier. Well, there you have it, my Apex Legend tier list for Season 12. Now, if there were any changes that you guys would have made, I would love to hear them down in the comments below, as there were some legends, such as Octane and Revenant, who were right on the border of two different tiers. Finally, this video took a long time to put together, so if you guys could leave a like, a comment with your thoughts on the video, and subscribe if you're new, it would mean the absolute world to me. Thank you all again so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.